My writing and reading journey started way before this Columbus State course. I only started to be more concerned about my writing abilities when I entered this class. I really was not that confident with my writing like I used to in the past. When I got my first WP assignment, it seemed easy, mainly because it had to do with dialogue and the experience that changed our life, so there was no research needed. As the class progressed, I realized that I had to get my stuff together and buckle down because the class actually required me to do critical thinking on another level unlike my older classes. Though this class was hard and fast-paced, I'm glad that I took it because in some way I am ahead of my peers. When I walked in on the first day of Columbus State, I knew it was going to be different. Mr. Mackay gave us a syllabus which had all the due dates for the semester. Whatever due date was on the syllabus was when we were supposed to turn it in, no exceptions. In my other classes, sometimes we could persuade the teacher to give us extra days, but in this class, this was not possible. This meant that I could not procrastinate like I used to. When we started the first essay for the class, I realized that my writing skills were bad. I had a hard time putting my thoughts onto paper. It may have been one of the easier essays, but in the beginning I struggled with finding the right words. This sentence is from my conclusion of WP1 English 1100. When writing this paper, I had the writing skills of my 10th grade self. We didn't talk for a while after that, but we had to talk about it because we were sisters and finally getting to know each other. We didn't want to stop talking over an argument. After the summer, my siblings, Mama and Fanta, moved to Cleveland, so we only got to see each other when they drove to Columbus. In this quote, there are many things I could change, like the conjoined words like, don't, and didn't. Second semester was harder because most of the essays were research papers. It was a process of trying to find credible sources, and unlike the first semester, we only had 2 deadlines, which were the first draft and the final draft. This meaning we did not have to do outlines and pre-writings, but it was encouraged we did them to make our papers better. This quote is from my last paper in the second semester. They would never allow one of their own to take drugs, but would happily put it into poor neighborhoods. I don't want it in the schools. I don't want it sold to children. That's in Femina. In my city, we would only traffic to colored people. They're animals, so let them lose their souls. There's irony in this because they are calling other humans animals when they are the ones who kill, rape, and steal and cover their savage behavior in suits and ties. This quote is better put together than the one from the first semester, mainly because I had time to practice my writing in my other essays. When we got questions and had to read essays from the Norton Reader, we got to pick which question we wanted to answer, making the first semester questions easier. When second semester came around, Mr. Mackay picked which questions we had to answer, making it a little harder because you cannot change which question you wanted to do if you had a hard time answering it. We also had to do journals, which were easier the first semester because, again, we got to choose one of the essays we had read and write a summary on how we felt about the essay. The second semester, we did not get to pick the essay from a Norton Reader. We were given prompts to write about. This was a lot harder because it needed time and critical thinking. I also had a hard time with this because most of the questions required us to think on a deeper level, and I had a hard time collecting my thoughts. All in all, I'm glad that I took this class. It has prepared me for college and what it's going to be like. Also, I'm ahead of my peers in the class of 2019. My writing skills have improved greatly, and I'm glad to say I am more confident in my writing, critical thinking, and research skills. Though this class was very challenging, it has prepared me for formal and informal ways of writing. For example, I know how to correctly format an MLA paper and do works cited page without using EasyBib. This class helped me get my point across without having a redundant paper and better collect my words. This class was not just about writing, reading, but also the people I took the class with. When I needed help, I felt comfortable asking them for it and vice versa. They also made this class more interesting. Mr. Mackay is a very amazing teacher. When we needed help, he was there to make the instructions clear. His awkward humor and funny stories made the class enjoyable. I am just glad that I had the college classroom experience early in high school, so when I get to college, it is not going to be a complete shock. My writing journey this year has taught me that no matter how hard I think something is, I can make it happen. This was one of the most rigorous classes I have taken, and I'm sure it's not the last.